This is InfoLive TV headline news, January 8th. I'm Margot Dudkevich. Describing the Katyusha rocket attack on northern Israel town of Shlomi as grave, Defense Minister Barak said there are no plans to change the status quo in the north in response. The army, meanwhile, raised its level of alert in response to the attack. Security officials believe that either Hezbollah or possibly a Palestinian or Al-Qaeda-linked group were responsible. 2 United Nations peacekeeping soldiers from the Irish contingent were wounded when a roadside bomb hit their vehicle in South Lebanon on Tuesday. A UN spokesman confirmed the attack and said it occurred 35 kilometers south of Beirut. The blast occurred as UNIFIL troops were investigating the 2 katyusha rockets fired from Lebanon into northern Israel. On the eve of President George Bush's visit, Prime Minister Olmert and Palestinian President Mahmoud Abbas met in Jerusalem Tuesday and agreed to instruct their negotiating teams to hold talks on the core issues of the Israeli-Palestinian conflict. Olmert was also expected to tell Abbas that Israel will not allow back into the country most of the Palestinian terrorists who took refuge in the Church of Nativity in 2002. Jerusalem police arrested and later released 6 youths caught hanging anti-Bush posters ahead of the American president's visit. The posters depicted Bush, Olmert and Peres wearing Palestinian kaffirs with a banner running accomplices to terror. The youths told police that they were paid to hang the posters by extreme right-wing activist Itamar Ben-Gvir of the National Jewish Front. A day before her planned visit to Israel, accompanied by US President George W. Bush, US Secretary of State Condoleeza Rice condemned Iran, declaring it was the single greatest threat to the Middle East. In a telephone interview with Ynet and the Jerusalem Post from her Washington office, the Secretary of State reiterated the US objections to the construction in the Har Homa neighborhood. The Transport Ministry intends to establish a unified public transport authority to better manage and regulate public transportation in cities and encourage the use of buses and trains. If we compare our transport system to those in Western countries, we are lagging about 30 years behind, Transport Minister Shaul Mofaz said, adding, "Our aim is to ensure that public transport becomes a real alternative for car owners." Elsewhere on InfoLive TV, footage from the site of Tuesday's Katyusha rocket attack on the northern Israeli town of Shlomi. And InfoLive TV offers widespread coverage on the eve of President Bush's visit to Israel. Right and left of the Israeli-Palestinian conflict. That's all for InfoLive TV, wishing you a good evening from Jerusalem.
InfoLive.tv, live on your mobile phone. Do you want to keep ahead of the news and receive updates on what is happening in Israel? InfoLive.tv offers you a unique service, regular video news updates, free of charge on your cell phone. To sign up, enter our website at www.infolive.tv and click on the Mobile Services banner. Today, the whole world talks about Israel. But who broadcasts from Israel to the world in 4 languages, live from Jerusalem? Info Live TV, the first international Israeli television channel that operates 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
Follow current events in Israel and the Middle East. Video features, interviews, news programs and news briefs live as history unfolds. If you want a direct link to Israel, access infolive.tv.